Okay, Gaffer, 2-1 defeat against Slough Town. What was your assessment of the game?
We didn't do the basics right, and we got punished for it, rightly so, in terms of not dealing with balls that comes into our box, and we got done from our restart, and we've ended up conceding another goal. So we were ineffective in moments of the game.
That's the simple things, really. That's the thing. I think that first 15, 20 minutes, we really struggled to keep hold of the ball, didn't we? I mean, is that maybe a case they thought that we might be having one eye on next week rather than today?
Well, we can't shy off that as a football club. There's a lot of media attention on us. Our players are human, and of course they're going to have one eye on next week Saturday. But my job as a manager is to try and make sure we remind them the league is our bread and butter, which I'm doing that as a manager. But again, it's to make sure when we come out, we try to do the basics and try to make sure we are resilient in moments of the game. We knew Slough were going to come at us. We knew this is a difficult place to come and get a result. And we started the game on the back foot by conceding by not dealing with a cross in the box. And, we've led it into the back post and someone frees had a shot. And we don't defend like that. So we have to get back to basics, and it's my job to fix it, which I will.
That psychological thing, maybe, is these sort of situations. I mean, Slough, not too bad at home. They're always a difficult side to play against, but like I say, I think from the first 5-10 minutes you could sense, sort of things that it wasn't quite going probably the way you probably hoped for in your game plan.
Definitely, it wasn't about the game plan. It's about the players, that are picked, that started the game to go out there, execute the game plan. We've worked throughout the week. Everyone knew what their jobs were within the units, and we had to make sure we put them on the back foot straight away, which we didn't do that. And when you don't do that and you go on the defensive straight away, then you give the opposition, no matter how good they are or how bad they are, you give them, a chance to get at you. And I didn't think we were at the races for 22 minutes in the first half, and that's when we realized we was in the game here against a good side. So again, it's another lesson that we have to learn and brush this one off and look forward to Tuesday.
You made a double change at half time as well. What was sort of thinking behind that?
Yeah, Matt Rush had a dead leg, I think, and I didn't want to risk him. He wasn't moving too well. I wanted to switch the formation a little bit as well tactically, and that worked in the second half because we've got players that can affect it. And my job as a manager, as a management team, we got to analyze on the bench and see how things are going and see how we can have a foothold in the game and try to make sure we put the opposition on the back foot. And I thought we came out and we started the second half and started well and got a deserved goal from a penalty, and it was good to see us on the ascendant. Then I think obviously the sending off does change the game a little bit, but that's no excuse. We should be more organised on our restarts, which we've touched on all week. So we have to learn from it.
Sort of a good 10-15 minute spell after we got the penalty where we did have our tails up, which you're always going to have that sort of thing when when you get an equaliser. And you're probably disappointed we maybe didn't take quite advantage of that stage of thing.
It's moments. It's moments, isn't it? Football is about moments. It's about making sure when you're on top, can you test your keeper every more? Can you recognize that he was carrying an injury, so we can test him even more and try to capitalize? We had moments, and we had to make sure then we capitalize, because if you don't, and then in the other end and you don't defend properly, you get to pay the price like we did today.
And you'll be looking for a massive reaction on Saturday, Tuesday, back in front of our home supporters. They probably need to put today right and give themselves a bit of an incentive going into next week, really, because they're all fighting for shirts now, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Every single game, every single training session, our players, I respect them and I love their work ethics. They're always fighting for shirts, and that's how it should be. Everyone wants to play, everyone wants to be part of the squad, everyone wants to be starting games, but unfortunately that's not the case. We have to pick an 11 that we feel is suited for the game. Like you've seen it today, young Riley, I thought was one of the best players in the park for us in the first half, based on his heart, his desire, but also the work ethics, and for a 17-year-old kid to be doing that, he's got a good future in the game. If you got heart and you got the desire and the hunger, then the football is going to take you. He's going to give you something back, and he's earned that because he's been very consistent in his training. He's been there and about, knocking on the door in terms of his performances in training, how hard he works, and and he just gets on with it. So I was glad to, give him those minutes and make sure he started a game of this magnitude. So well done to Riley.
And also gave a day as well quickly to Mo. How do you think he got on today?
Yeah, I thought Mo did okay. Could do more. Like I said, it's a steady process here, and we'll get him to understand our principles even more. He sort of understands it a little bit now, but again, it's it was a chance for him to get playing again and enjoying football, which I thought he did. I thought he executed the penalty really well for his first game with us. He stepped up. He wanted to take it. That shows he's a brave boy, and hopefully we'll see more of him. And now we just got to make sure we look after all the players and ensure that when we turn up at the Gallagher on Tuesday night, we try to give our supporters something to cheer on.
Well, thanks for your time, Gaffer. We'll speak again Tuesday.
Thank you.